Hello guys! Is it possible that a collaboration that has never been announced to the public suddenly sticks out just because of one small gesture from an idol? And is it true that Jungkook, one of BTS's most secretive figures in both personal affairs and upcoming music projects, is gearing up to launch an unexpected duet with a never-before-mentioned female singer? In the midst of big hit music silence about this news, why did Jimin speak first, and what exactly did he want to tell the public? The world of K-pop is again rocked by an issue that is sticking out so quickly, but is shrouded in a layer of mystery that is no less tight. Without warning, speculation about Jungkook's latest duet began to spread widely, leading to one thing previously unimaginable: the possibility of a vocal collaboration with a female singer who until now had never been on the radar of mainstream rumors. And more surprisingly, this issue did not come from an official statement, but was opened indirectly through Jimin's response that seemed to try to calm the uproar, but actually added to the embers of unconfirmed speculation. The trigger came from a short post by a South Korean music industry insider who mentioned that a BTS member was in the final stages of negotiating a duet project with a top female solo singer. While not explicitly naming names, a number of features mentioned in the post, including the character of the vocals, the timing of the recording, and details of the studio's location, immediately sparked keen scrutiny from music fans and journalists. Within hours, Jungkook's name began to become a trending topic on various social media platforms. Suspicions were heightened when, in a limited live broadcast on a fan community platform, a production staffer accidentally mentioned the initials, JK, while discussing an undisclosed duet project. Although quickly removed from the footage, the clip has been widely circulated and analyzed repeatedly by the Army, which is known for its investigative capabilities like a social media forensics team. But behind the excitement of Jungkook's possible new work comes an inevitable tension. Who is the woman? And why is not a single official confirmed or denied this news? The situation became even more complex when Jimin, in an interaction session with fans on Weverse, gave an unexpected response when asked about the rumor. "There are things that can't be talked about right now, but I hope you guys stay patient and believe in the process," he wrote in Korean. One simple sentence, without naming names or specific projects, was enough to split the Army into two major camps: those who believed Jimin's clarification was a valid signal of the truth of the rumors, and those who believed that the statement was aimed at suppressing issues that were not necessarily unfounded. What makes Jimin's statement so shocking is not the content of his message alone, but the fact that he delivered it personally, without the intermediary of an agency or official channel. This is not unusual in the communication structure of BTS and Big Hit, which has always maintained the regularity of information in every strategic announcement. So a disturbing follow-up question arises: is Jimin's statement a form of personal support for his group mates, or is it part of a strategy designed to slowly sway public opinion? If it is true that this duet project is being prepared, then the presence of a female singer in the track will be an important milestone in Jungkook's solo career. Known as a perfectionist and selective in choosing collaborators, Jungkook does not carelessly take names to simply pursue popularity. Each of his musical decisions so far has been built on artistic integrity and depth of meaning, as seen in his debut solo album released last year. This issue also attracted the attention of a number of international media. Several well-known entertainment outlets in the United States and Japan began to launch speculative reports mentioning the possible involvement of female singers from outside South Korea in the project. This was confirmed by personal flight data recording Jungkook's departure for Los Angeles in mid-June, followed by a mysterious visit by an American pop singer who happened to be in the same studio. But until this news was revealed, there was no confirmation or additional statement from Big Hit Music, making the news remain in the area of speculation without official clarity. But some observers of the Korean music industry have a different view. In an interview conducted by local media, a senior music producer who has worked with several HYBE artists stated that the possibility of this duet has long been discussed in limited circles, but is strictly guarded from public exposure in order to maintain exclusivity and the impact of surprises when it is released. Jungkook is not the type of artist who would divulge an important project like this. If these rumors are true, then he is putting together something very big, and it will likely be one of the most monumental moments in his solo journey. Most of ARMY is now in a whirlpool of mixed emotions between irrepressible curiosity, fear of changing dynamics within BTS, to great pride if Jungkook really manages to carve out new achievements through cross-gender duets that are rare in the group's history. Some fans even worry that this project will provoke an internal debate in the fandom, especially if the figure of the female singer turns out to be from those who have a history of relationships despite all the speculation. One thing is for sure. This moment once again proves just how much influence Jungkook and BTS have had on the direction of the global conversation in the entertainment industry. Even a rumor that does not have a single official statement is capable of forming a massive ecosystem of discussions, penetrating into various spheres, from fan forums, music reaction channels, to the editorial desks of major news media. However, why did Big Hit Music choose silence? Is this strategy intentional to let the public create its own expectations? Or are they just waiting for the right moment to make an official announcement? Based on BTS's release history and the members' solo projects, the silent build-up strategy is no stranger. In some previous cases, major projects such as V's collaborations with global music producers or J-Hope's secret releases were also preceded by complete silence that suddenly turned into an explosion of popularity as soon as they were announced. If indeed this project is true, then the biggest question that remains is, when and how will the official announcement be made? Given that BTS members' individual comeback schedules and solo projects are getting crowded as they complete military duties, the launch of a duet project like this will be a significant turning point in the individual promotion strategy designed by HYB for the post-military period. In the midst of this uncertainty, the ARMY chose to continue digging through every little clue that came up. In one recent post on Twitter, a user noticed that Jungkook's favorite playlist shared on Spotify recently added a song called Echoes of You from a female singer who had never previously been associated with BTS. This may seem trivial at first glance, but in a world of fandom accustomed to reading patterns and symbols, the slightest change can be considered a meaningful signal. Meanwhile, Jimin, who is the only member to give a public signal regarding this issue, is now in sharper spotlight. The fans considered Jimin's attitude to show a form of emotional maturity and high loyalty towards his group mates. But not a few also feel that Jimin's response has opened a gap in interpretation that should be closed tightly, especially when the issue does not yet have formal clarity more than just gossip. This issue has become a reflection of how global fandoms like ARMY function as social entities that not only love music, but also live and escort each of their artists' developments with incredible intensity. Any step, speech, and even the complete absence of information can turn into the material of a very complex collective analysis. This is where the strength and at the same time vulnerability lies. When the expectations built together become too high, and there is no clarity capable of balancing perception, then the noise can turn into unhealthy pressure for the artist. Towards the end of the week, speculation continued to grow. Some media outlets have ventured to mention the possible name of the female singer in question, allegedly pointing to a Japanese soloist who had previously expressed admiration for Jungkook's voice. Others suggested that the biggest possibility came precisely from HYB's internal label, with names like Lee Hyun, IU, to Danielle Nugent starting to be wildly linked in public discussions. But until the official statement is actually released, all this remains in the speculative zone, which can change at any moment.